Well, I've started to do a bit of work now on the interior, as I mentioned before, and courtesy of Barney's site, I got all the carpet patterns printed out at a print shop, and I've now laid them out on the carpet that I purchased, and it appears that I've got more than enough to do the job. So I'll cut these out, and there are some that I'll bind up with some binding tape along the edges, namely the one that goes on the backboard, the one that sits over the battery box, the one over the tunnel, and the ones down the back there, the main front floor sections, and possibly a part of the second part of the tunnel. But yeah, I didn't really measure anything up too much when I bought that carpet, and I'm going to have nearly a metre left over. So might be able to do a little bit more in the boot, make a little section for the trunk out of the remaining bit here. I won't do the whole trunk area, just the floor, I'd say. But I'll get underway with cutting these out now, and yeah, quite pleasing that I had enough to do the job. Okay, as I mentioned, I used the templates from Barney's site to make my carpet, and whilst I found most of them, or all of them, pretty much usable, apart from a few minor little trims, the front one on the transmission tunnel was way out as far as my car was concerned. Primarily it was in the centre, about 2.5 inches short, and gradually tapering back 2 inches, 1.5 inches, 3/4 of an inch, and then back to the correct point there. Also back here, it was about 1 inch short going to the floor, and that would taper back to the correct spot there. So what I'm going to do is cut another one out of this brown paper and fit it up and see how it goes, and hopefully we'll get a better fit there. But yeah, anyone that's using these, be mindful of the front one on the transmission tunnel. Anyway, I'll cut this out now and show you what we've got. Right, that's basically the new shape as it needs to be. As you can see, it's quite a bit longer in the centre there. I will add a little bit to those bottom edges there, and probably have to trim it back up in the final fit with the carpet, but I'll just make it a little bit bigger there to give me a bit more fiddle room. But that paper's a bit flimsy, so I'll cut a new one out of something a bit more substantial and fit it up again, see how it goes. Right, well, there's the correct shape as it applies to my car. You can see there, quite a bit longer at the top, tapering down a little bit further than the pattern on those sides there. I've got my little cutout there for the extension on the starter motor, a little bit wider on both sides at the bottom, and there is the correct pattern for my car. So it's quite a little bit different, and anybody using those patterns, I'd suggest you be mindful of that particular one. The rest are quite good, apart from some minor trimming. And I'll go and bind this up now. I'll put some binding along the back edge, and possibly up at the front. Not that it needs it, but it might look a bit better. And I'll get some underfelt glued to the back of it. I'll show you how I did all that on all the other ones. I've actually put some sort of felt wadding glued to the back of all the carpets, and I'm going to actually glue some hessian over the top of that to hold it all together. So we'll show you all that shortly. Right, continuing on with the interior trim, I've cut all the carpet pieces out and done all the binding that needs to be done around those edges and along the top there as well. I probably could have got away with not doing that. That's right up in the front of the transmission tunnel. Made the little cover there for the oil dipstick and cut out the next piece of underfelt. So what I've been doing is gluing that underfelt to the back of the carpet, spraying up some spray glue, and on top of that I intend to put a layer of hessian. So the gun I use to spray the glue with, it's just a normal suction Star S770 spray gun. I wind the pressure on the compressor up to about 700 or 800, and that'll spray that glue. You wouldn't want to use a gravity gun. The glue would go hard and clog up all the mechanism, but with these it doesn't seem to do that too badly. So I've cut a bit of hessian out there now for the one of the pieces in the footwell, and that's basically what it will look like. I haven't glued that down yet. I'll cut all the pieces out before I do that, but I think that will help to stop the underfelt fragmenting if it gets a little bit wet or old possibly. I think that'll help it a lot. So I'll get on with that now and show you what the rest of it looks like later. Right, well there's that hessian glued down to the back of the carpet. I must say it's stiffened it up and firmed things up quite nicely, and I'm pretty impressed with the result of that. I've got most of the rear section all glued in, and got some hessian there and the rear part of the transmission mount just about done. So I'll stick that on, and I'll glue both of those sections in on the transmission tunnel, and that'll be the majority of it done. It's a bit hard to see in there, but that's how it's coming up at the moment. I will carpet those corner sections and the battery cover, but that'll be about it. But that's working out quite nicely. The binding worked out well, and it's turned out quite neat. So I'll soldier on with it and get the rest of it done. And yeah, I'll be able to put the dashboard in then, so that'll be good.